Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of the course here, and I'm gonna try. I do these every week. Those of you who were with me courses like in the undergrad programs, I do these recordings, and for this course I may not do as many, but I'm gonna do this one. This one might take a little longer, and I apologize because I want to go over some things just to make sure we're clear on stuff. So aside from the scenery picture, I also do like with the undergrad people anymore. I do these little weekly things to try and help keep motivated. I don't think any of you need extra motivation, but you never know. This here, I don't know if you can see it. It says it's very hard in the beginning to understand that the whole idea is not to beat the other runners. Eventually you learn that the competition is against a little voice in your head, and it tells you to quit. Um, and understand. We have schedules. Going after the MBA, in your case, this is I believe it's a 1 year program, so you're gonna have to put in those extra hours, but it's something you want to do, and you'll be glad you did it. And which goes along with this next little one here. The difference between who you are now and who you want to be is what you do about it. So I mean, stay focused, stay in there. Don't get depressed or anything about these courses. Um, as you move along, it'll get easier, it'll turn into repetition. And if you're not already a 5 or 7 night a week person on these, you need to be. Trying to do it 1 day a week, you're going to find out it's going to be very difficult, and it's not going to work very well. So anyway, so there's the motivation part. Um, One of the things I wanted to go over here is one of the big things is going to be APA. Looking into discussions, very good, and you'll get individual feedback based on anything I noticed in there. Same thing on the weekly assignments so far that I've seen. I'll get back with you on individual stuff. One of the things I wanted to share with you. Here, I'll pull this over here. So this is one of the things you probably didn't see this. I'm going to add this into some of these assignments as the weeks go by. Because all papers need to be done, in MS Word, and depending, it could be a 1 or 2 page, or it could be a 3 or 5 page. So I mean, each assignment will, have a difference. Times Roman, double spaced, APAC format, including the citations and references. Okay, so depending on what you're doing, so for example, let's get into week 2 here. Okay, so you're going to have this first one. It says case study. So in this case, you got this case study, you got, the scenario basically. So once you got the scenario written, you're going to summarize it. And again, this is going to be in a paper, probably 1 or 2 pages. And you're going to, from the scenario, you're going to talk about these items, all right, in a paper format. Same thing with, before I say same thing, let me make sure here. Okay, so your weekly company assignment. Okay, so you got these questions here. So same thing, you're gonna basically summarize and then answer these questions in here. And let's go back to this other one, and then the research one here. All right, so same thing, you're going to find your article, and same like you did for week 1, you got an article, so you can do a short paper on it. Now, one of the things I wanted to share with you, let me see here. I got 2 papers. Oops. And I just want to, nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, no, that's the right one. I think. I'm looking on my other screen here if you want to know what I'm doing. So, all right. We got that one, and I got this other one. All right, so this is an example of a paper, and this is a different scoring format I do for another place I work at. But okay, so this is an example of a paper somebody did. So this one got a very low score for a lot of reasons. Actually, let me go up here. So out of a possible 75, they got 40. And how that was done. And so there's a lot of things, little things that are wrong in APA. So assuming you've gone over the APA so far and kind of looked at it, if you're going to do a paper, and you got different ways. Some papers you have a cover sheet, but even if you don't have the cover sheet, you have your introduction. In this case, the introduction would be something like bolded. Then there's paragraphs here, like the first sentence is always indented. Grammar's a thing. Another thing, like in this case right here, notice this one right here, do a very, very, very long paragraph. So there's grammar issues. All right. And here that long paragraph just continues. I mean, actually it's about a page long. And again, the paragraphs aren't indented, so these are little things, and that's not even to mention. Also, in a paper, you don't have like a hyperlink within there. That would be like in your reference and so forth. So I'm just showing you this as an example. This is not, this is also not double spaced, and it's also in the wrong font up here. You see, it's not in Times. It's in Cambria or whatever that is. So this is just an example I just wanted to show you. Okay, the other one I'll show you here is one that's a little bit more better, as I say. Okay, so this person got a max score on that one. Then they had a cover sheet. All right, and then you got down here. Now, an abstract depends on what kind of paper. If you're doing like the little 1-2 pagers, you don't need the abstract. If you're doing a major project, like where you're going to have 5 pages or something like that, then you might need to do an abstract. And if we come across that, just ask me, and we'll let you know. And then you do see. Now, see how this is? This first one is it's bolded, centered, because that's your introductory paragraph, indented, double spaced. And we're in Times Roman, and the only thing off here is it's an 11 instead of a 12. All right. So when you see me, I give you feedback. The other thing, when you open Word, if I send you a document back, you need to go up here to the review thing. Click on there, and then you're going to move over here to where it says all markup. So you got 4 different options here. They usually say no markup or simple markup. You want to click all markup. All right, because if you click simple markup, right, it'll or no markup, it won't show you the comments on the side. So you want to click on there, all markup, and then any comments I make, you'll see on the side. So like here, I made a comment on that first paragraph. Great intro. So you'll see things like that, or suggestions or things. I noticed on one of the assignments, like when you're doing citations here. The citation, like the sentence, like, okay, in this sentence here, there's a sentence. Then you put the citation at the end of the sentence, and then end the sentence, put the period. Sometimes people do it the other way around. They'll bring the sentence here, put a period there, and then put this. So that's what I'm talking about, putting a period at the end of the citation, not before it. Okay, so you got your introduction, then you go down here, you have different level headings. So you got level 1 heading or subheadings. So if you're still talking about the same topic, basically, you have the heading here on the left, another heading. And as you go down, there might be more headings. Here's another one there. So because we're still on the same major topic within a paper, or a subtopic in the paper. All right, so this is just a kind of here's another example here. You got the reference at the end of the sentence, period. Then you start the new sentence. All right. Usually have a conclusion or a summary, same thing, and that one goes in the middle because that's not a subtopic. That's a new heading. And summaries usually cover. It's a review of what you just talked about. And same thing with introduction. An introduction is kind of a review of what you're going to talk about. So it's kind of double there, but you're telling in the introduction, you're telling the audience what you're talking about, then you go into the subtopics on talking about it, and then you kind of give a quick summary. All right, and then you do you should have a reference page. And so again, this is how the references are formatted. This is all in the APA guides. So anyway, okay, so I just want to go over that, kind of get you cleared up there. Also on the rubrics for the discussion rubrics, same thing here. You got 3 areas, and then you got within each area there's the range in points. You can go from 0 up to 10 depending. So I think all of you shouldn't have a problem with that, and if you do, I'll let you know, explain it to you as we go here, so that by the end of the course you'll be very proficient on this. So we won't get into it real hard and heavy, but as the weeks go by, we'll get a little more stricter on it, I guess that's what I want to say. All right. So that's it for yeah, I just wanted to cover all that real quick for this So just clarify here. I know I'm up to almost 10 minutes here. So future ones, we'll keep it down to 5 or less. And if you ever got any questions, I know we've all been in touch now with each other, so there's no issues there. I will post these videos. When I do, I'll post it in the discussion forums like I did here. Um, da, 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 open up there. So like I did like last week, I'll create a new, I'll reply to the original thread, and then you can reply to that. And then you can also just start your own, start another reply, a separate reply when you're talking about the discussion topic itself. So, which everybody's done that, so I think you're all good on that. So, all right. And the only other thing I do in the other grad courses is I do a test question to see if people are watching the videos, and that's not a concern with you guys and gals, but I'll still show you the pictures just so you can stay up to date with me, because I'm one of these obnoxious grandparents. So my test questions every week, I'll do something. I'll put up a picture or two and say, hey, okay, let me know in a reply what I'm doing in the what's going on here. So this week I had two pictures up there. So and that's what I said. So let me know what's going on. So anyway, so like I said, I'm not worried about that with you folks, but I figured I'd share it anyway since I'm sharing with everybody else. So all right, with that, I will call it quits. Great week, and everything I've been looking at so far so good in the first week here. So just get in touch with me. I think we all talk to each other, so just let me know if you need anything. That'll do it. Take care and have a great week.